What if the two most destructive forces in nature stopped fighting?
An untold story of ambition, of a bizarre experiment that defied the laws of physics.
Alice Springs, Australia. June 2024. The location was remote for a reason.
Their goal, to harness fire, to force its power into submission using a mechanical spin.
The apparatus was the Crucible, designed to perform a weird trick of engineering, the controlled vortex.
The initial tests were perfect, textbook precision. The flame behaved exactly as commanded. But they forgot to account for the one variable no scientist can truly control: the air itself. The wind outside was now perfectly aligned, boosting the chamber's internal spin.
Kai, stop the external fans. We need to isolate the variables.
The fire was no longer being commanded, it was taking control. The mechanical spin had triggered a devastating feedback loop.
This was the moment. The point of no return. Fire had been given the gift of the vortex.
Scientists call it a fire whirl. To Aris and Kai, it was a sudden, towering, shocking pillar of pure destruction. The temperature spiked from safe levels to over 1800 degrees in a breath. The structure was failing. The lab, designed for safety, had become a cage. The sheer radiating heat made the escape route an impossibility.
Not just heat, the rotational force was pulling the entire structure apart. The integrity of the containment was failing.
They couldn't kill the fire. They had to kill the spin. Aris devised a bizarre, risky gamble to break the vortex.
The only way to reach the right controls was to cross the blast zone. Kai had to be faster than the heat.
Reverse the polarity. Blast high-pressure air against the spin. The most weird maneuver in the book. It was their only shot.
For a single, eternal moment, the vortex roar louder. Then, the counterforce won. The tight, perfect column hesitated. The vortex began to wobble.
The moment of pure, bizarre chaos. The column broke free, lifting a deadly, flaming
The laws of physics had kicked back. The counterspin was working, forcing the column to whip.
And it was a race against time. If the fire stabilized its spin again, it was over. Kai had to initiate the final sequence. And then the science won. The tight spiral snapped. The terrifying column collapsed instantly.
Not with a bang, but with a sudden, hot whoosh. The unbelievable, untold horror was exhausted, shaken, but alive. They had survived their own genius. The numbers told the story, controlled, contained, and terminated. The weird phenomenon was now just data.
Relief washes over terror. They had pushed the boundary of untold science and pulled back just in time.
They had survived their own genius. But the proof was in the embers. They had seen the birth of a monster.
The Crucible bore the scars.
They had unintentionally created a model for real-world fire whirls, the ones that leap over fire breaks and move like a deadly, flaming drill.
They were chasing energy. They accidentally tapped into the shocking, primal core of nature's most dangerous forces.
That data, the secret to understanding and fighting those monsters, now existed on a tiny drive. The fear was gone, replaced by an intellectual hunger. They had to understand how the wind and fire found.
Kai realized the initial trigger was almost imperceptible. A tiny shift in wind pressure, an atmospheric sneeze that became a monstrous roar.
Their mistake became a blueprint for prevention. They designed an anti-vortex system, a way to break the spin before the bizarre monster could ever form.
The crucible was cleaned, repaired. But the silence it now held was more.
Never give fire what it wants.
They found the key to the vortex. But the question remains, when will nature choose to unleash this power again? The most shocking dataset of the year was now secure. A blueprint of chaos, carefully filed away by the two scientists who created it.
Science demands curiosity. But sometimes, curiosity reveals a terrifying power you were never meant to see.
This story is based on the bizarre intersection of human ambition and chaotic physics.
Don't miss the next untold story of science and nature's weird wonders. Hit the button now.
This cinematic visualization was created using advanced AI technology, but features 100% original content.
You've witnessed the shocking truth of the Fire Vortex. Now, imagine you are Kai or Aris.
Your escape route is blocked by 800 degrees Fahrenheit heat. What's the very first tactical move you make to survive?
Remember Kai's focus. Action over thought. Her quick decision to reverse the vents saved them all.
But it was Aris's calculation, the bizarre theory to kill the spin, not the fire. That was the real key.
What limits should scientists play on their own curiosity?
They sought energy. They found a monster. The untold story of the Fire Vortex.
Share this story with one person who loves scientific thrillers. Your support fuels the next discovery.
The desert is silent now. But the power they briefly unlocked, that bizarre dance.
Dr. Thorne understood his discovery was a weapon and a shield, a responsibility to share the shocking data, but with extreme caution.
This untold story to set its again.
Did their ambition go too far? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe and activate notifications for the next chapter of Scientific Thrillers.